In this edition of Jamaica Magazine, Zika Preparedness Tips. Also a look at the Ministry of Labour's early stimulation program in Rockfort St. Andrew. And as Christmas Day approaches, we take a trip down memory lane to find out the reason for the season. Welcome, I'm Adrian Atkinson. We start things off with this important message, followed by the news.
Sing, a king was born today, and man will live forevermore.
Hello? What is that? Me a come, hold on, me a come.
There is no excuse for speeding. In 2014, 330 persons died in road accidents. 65 persons were motorcyclists. So stop speeding. Motorcyclists and pillion passengers, wear your helmet, ride carefully, and kill your speed before it kills you. Remember, road safety begins with you.
Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, December 22. The Ministry of Health is assuring that it is carrying out surveillance for the influenza A H1N1 virus amidst reports of an outbreak in neighboring Trinidad and Tobago. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Marion Bullock-Ducasse says samples from public health facilities are being routinely sent for testing at the National Influenza Center at the University Hospital of the West Indies. At the same time, Jamaicans are urged to be extra careful to prevent infection and transference to others. The CMO is advising persons to observe good hygiene practices and to avoid contact with persons with flu-like symptoms. Influenza A H1N1 is a respiratory illness that is caused by the influenza A virus. Symptoms include fever greater than 100 degrees Fahrenheit, sore throat, cough, stuffy nose, headache, body aches, and fatigue. Nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may also be experienced. The new board of the University Hospital of the West Indies has outlined a three-phase plan of action to bring a renewed focus to operations at the institution. Simone Wolfe has more in this report.
The UHWI's board chairman, James Moss Solomon, says the immediate task is to address patient-centered care with the capacity of the facilities, equipment, and human resources available.
This is a target of urgent attention, especially against the background of expressed public concerns as to the safety of neonates or premature babies and the due diligence taken in their care.
The board chairman was speaking at a press conference on Monday. He said the hospital's administration had implemented recommendations from a review of its operations and procedures. 10 subcommittees have been created from among board members to address various issues. And in the long term, priority is being placed on acquiring new equipment and rehabilitating existing ones to enhance the ability to serve patients.
I am, however, convinced and committed to the fact of seeing it as our duty to take the necessary steps that will lead to our being able to attain the standards and competencies that will earn the kind of recognition we deserve. It will be a difficult but not impossible task.
Among the short-term plans is the installation of new signage during the holiday season to improve access to certain sensitive areas of the hospital. Simone Wolfe reporting for JIS News.
The Melia Braco Village Resort in Trelawney is expected to be opened early in the new year. Tourism Minister Dr. Wickham McNeil says Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller is slated to open the 226-room hotel in January. The former Braco property is owned by the National Insurance Fund and is being managed by Spanish hotel chain the Melia Group. Dr. McNeil says Melia and other recently opened properties will provide additional accommodation for the 2015 winter tourist season, which is set to be a good one for Jamaica.
So we have some new product that's coming on, which is good. And if you put that in its context, we are in a position now where our product has been upgraded, that we have some refurbished and new product coming on stream for this winter. We have strong airlift that is on stream, increased airlift for the winter.
Tourism projections thus far have seen a 5.5% increase in total arrivals in comparison to 2014. Minister McNeil was speaking at a recent JIS think tank session. Pennants, Clarendon and surrounding communities will soon benefit from a new bridge. Works Minister Dr. Omar Davies recently signed a $665.4 million contract with China Harbour Engineering Company to construct the new Cupis Bridge. The 15-month contract will include a modern 2-lane reinforced concrete structure across the Rio Minho. Minister Davies says the replacement of the existing 100-year-old badly corroded single-lane steel structure will ensure the commercial and economic viability of the areas it connects.
There's an advanced state of corrosion, and it is no longer able to deal with the size and weight which needs to traverse this.
The project is to be supervised by the National Works Agency and will begin next month. The Ministry of Local Government has pledged an additional $5 million for emergency works in sections of eastern Portland that have been affected by recent rains. Portfolio Minister Noah Larscott made the commitment as he toured rain-affected areas across the parish recently. Heavy rains caused land slippages and damage to homes and crops. The $5 million is in addition to $4 million previously issued to the Parish Council for carrying out minimal work.
We'll have to do the estimate now for the longer-term repairs that's required.
The minister added that the National Solid Waste Management Authority would be carrying out cleaning exercise where necessary. Care packages are also being prepared for displaced persons. This is in addition to the Ministry of Labour and Social Security's intervention with mattresses, tarpaulin and food items for affected residents. In the meantime, design work has started for a section of the West Retreat Main Road which had broken away. Transport and Work State Minister Richard Azan says that work is expected to cost between $35 and $40 million. And finally, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller says Sanetta Mary's top 5 placing in the recently held Miss World competition has made Jamaicans around the world very proud. Mrs. Simpson Miller says though Sanetta did not walk away with the crown, she made an impact through her altruism and talent piece. She also notes that Jamaica's Miss World representative was a pioneer, being the first dreadlocked contestant to enter the competition. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thank you for watching.
You as parish managers, you as regional managers know your role to do your inventory now, to see what you have and to mobilize the country. Outreach with communities, outreach with civil societies, outreach with the churches. That is what we are going to do. We are going to call on every single Jamaican. Look around your house, search your environment, find this mosquito.
Join the fight. Eliminate the Aedes aegypti mosquito. Stop the spread of dengue and chikungunya. And keep Jamaica Zika free.
The Ministry of Health has intensified its focus on ensuring all Jamaicans are aware and prepared should the Zika virus ZIKV hit Jamaica. We now offer you some preparedness tips and ways to control mosquito breeding sites.
The Zika virus is transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquito. The Aedes aegypti is a vector. This means it's able to carry and transmit a virus to human beings. The Aedes aegypti is a vector for chikungunya, dengue fever, and now the Zika virus.
After being bitten by an infected mosquito, it takes about 3 to 12 days to come down with symptoms. The common symptoms include a fever of sudden onset, a rash, red eyes or without pus, that's a non-purulent conjunctivitis. You may have joint pains, muscle pains that are similar to other viral infections. What's kind of different about Zika, Zika has this red eye, the swelling of the legs. You may have some paralysis. One that is mentioned often is facial nerve palsy or facial nerve weakness. There may be complication, rarely, of Zika virus infection, which may require hospitalization. This is rare, however. There has been no reported deaths related to Zika virus to date. It's usually a very mild viral infection, so persons can actually stay at home with it using paracetamol. However, if you are having something that is different or severe, the suggestion is for you to seek medical attention.
Major breeding sites within the household include water storage containers, animal drinking containers, flower pots and vases, roofs, gutters, and pit latrines. In addition, rainwater collected in discarded containers, underground cisterns, wastewater drains, water storage tanks, cesspits and septic tanks, tree holes and bamboo stems can also contribute to the breeding of mosquitoes. Taking the following preventive measures can eliminate the breeding of mosquitoes in and around the house. Reduce water storage within the household to minimum. Where this is not possible because of little or no piped water, keep water storage containers clean and securely covered. Store containers face down. Remove rainwater from roof gutters. Change water in animal drinking containers and flower vases daily. Scrub inside all vases when changing the water. Control the breeding of mosquitoes in pit latrines by keeping them covered. Clear yard of unnecessary containers that may collect water. Pierce holes in the bottom of containers being thrown away. Fill tree holes with sand to prevent the accumulation of water. Cover storage tanks or stock them with mosquito-eating fish. Seal all septic tanks properly using concrete. Major mosquito breeding sites in the community include spillage around water supply sources, wastewater drains, stormwater canals, cesspools, ponds and large water bodies such as streams and rivers, and water collected in potholes. To reduce mosquito breeding sites, cut all overhanging vegetation in rivers, streams, and ponds. Avoid throwing garbage and debris into gullies, which will prevent the free flow of water and subsequently lead to the breeding of mosquitoes. Avoid dumping waste materials in empty lots. The Ministry of Health is also appealing to the public to guard against mosquito bites so as to avoid mosquito-borne diseases.
First of all, recognize that the Ministry of Health, we are out there with our teams doing what we can and doing so to the best of our ability. But there are things that they themselves can do to protect themselves from mosquito bite. Simple things such as the use of repellents on their skins when they're going out in the evening. If you're going out in the evenings, we ask that you cover yourself with long sleeve, wear trousers if possible. We ask that you use, for those who are not asthmatic or not affected, we ask that you use mosquito coils, the insect sprays. And you can also use mosquito screens at your window just to protect yourselves from mosquitoes coming in. And simple things such as closing your windows and doors by 5:36 to prevent the adult mosquito from coming in.
Remember, where there is full cooperation between members of a community, the Ministry of Health and other agencies, there will be a significant reduction in the breeding of mosquitoes. This will minimize the risk of an outbreak of mosquito-transmitted diseases. For further information on mosquito control, contact the Public Health Department of any government hospital or clinic near to you. Prevention is always better than cure, so let's reduce mosquito breeding sites in our homes and communities.
There'll be a better tomorrow. There'll be a better tomorrow. There'll be a better tomorrow. There'll be a day. There'll be a way. There'll come a time to sing a brand new song. better tomorrow.
The Early Stimulation Program ESP is an extension of the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities that provides an assessment and early intervention program for children with disabilities from birth to 6 years old. It is offered through the Ministry of Labour and Social Security. As we continue to ensure great inclusion of our special needs community, we stopped by the ESP facility in Rockford, St. Andrew to catch the program in action.
How does it feel to be different from me? Are we the same? How does it feel?
Since 1975, the Early Stimulation Program has been providing assistance to thousands of children with developmental disabilities all across the island, transforming their lives from black and white into living glorious technicolor, providing therapeutic and educational services for children with special needs. To broaden that objective, in 2006, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security expanded the activities of the program to include a Stimulation Plus Stim Plus Early Childhood Development Center.
We see children with cerebral palsy. We see children with chromosomal disorders such as Down syndrome. We see children with intellectual impairment, learning disabilities. We see children with autism and a number of various conditions.
After its initial assessment, the center implements feasible programs for those children aged 3 to 6 years to help them overcome their challenges.
We have what we call a parent orientation, that we sit with you and we explain what is happening or what might be happening with your child, and look at a program how we are going to go about assisting this child developmentally. The case is discussed with the home intervention supervisor and other team members.
Counseling sessions and workshops are also organized for the parents and guardians who have a difficulty accepting and dealing with their child's disability. In addition, Stim Plus has daily therapeutic treatment for the children.
We have over 112 children. We have 8 classes, and the children are not necessarily in classes according to their age, but based on their capabilities or their mental age, they are placed into classes.
And so, from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. weekday, the disabled children receive one-on-one attention, specifically tailored to their need to help improve their condition. Just take a look at some of the activities for these children diagnosed with cerebral palsy. They vary from using a swing to teach balance so that the children will be able to sit and walk properly, to enjoying a ride on the peanut ball.
So she is on the ball and we move her back and forth to strengthen her upper body and get head control. Up, Alicia, up, up, bring your head up, Alicia, head up, very good, Alicia.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? It's rough, it's rough.
Others enjoy tactile stimulation techniques, which uses rough and soft material to stimulate and differentiate between the senses.
So we want to encourage Gabby to do hand-eye coordination stuff, so she'll be able to see the object and pick it up. So go, Gabby. We're also doing it in a sitting position to encourage Gabby to sit down, right? Pretty girl? Take up the block for Auntie. Put your hand around it. Woo! We got one! Nice girl!
There are also activities to help these children with special needs to develop their literacy and numeracy skills.
And little ducks went swimming one day over the hill and far away. Mama duck said, quack, 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 and only 4 little ducks came back.
We use music to teach the children to count, to teach them to identify the numbers, use their fingers and to interact.
Parents who enrolled their children at Stim Plus, which is operated by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, have seen first-hand improvements in their children with special needs. Melissa's daughter is diagnosed with autism, but things are looking up.
Lots of changes. First things first, I credit them with having my child walk and run and even swing on a swing song by herself. Things that I didn't know that she could do on her own, that she wasn't doing at home.
He's learning more to count, says ABC, as well as he comes, he's doing a little writing, but you find he's not holding the pencil as strong as you want him to. so he doesn't write as perfect as you are expecting him to. But he's trying to do a little more than what he was doing before. So you're seeing improvement.
Chantal, say ABC for mommy. She was slow with the letters. Now she knows all her letters. She knows colors. She's able to speak her mind freely. Vast improvement.
When the children reach the age of 6 and have made, the progress, we do have a graduation for them that parents look forward to. Seeing these children who were so delayed, now going off.
Off to other special education programs or the formal school system, some getting a chance to even do their GSAT, complete high school and university.
These are some of the things that inspire us to go on to help the children. We have children who come here and they're not talking and they leave talking. Things like that that inspire us and encourage us to go on.
So if you have a child or know of a child with special needs,
just have faith and work with the child, just as Stimulation Plus would work with them, right? And help them. Don't leave the teacher alone to work with them. Don't rough them. Don't try to, make them feel like them is nobody.
My advice to them is, if you do have a child with disability, Stimulation Plus is the place for them to be.
For more information, contact the Early Stimulation Program, 95 Hanover Street, Kingston, or the Ministry of Labour and Social Security in your parish.
This is going to be a IRA Christmas. Red fruit roasting on an open fire.
Mongrel dogs nipping at your toes. Them know I said gyride, they're on the way. When gungo cook and sorrel flow, and all the chicken them I try to spy. I see which one of them we going to fry. And so we want to big up everyone, from kids, from 1 to 92.
Test 1, 2, 3, cockroach kill ants and ants kill cockroach back.
What?
All right, let's go again.
Are you ready?
Okay, rolling.
I want to use this opportunity to say to everybody who will use me, why am I fluffing? Come, get it right. Come.
Hey, the people are ready. Come.
Somebody hug them too.
On behalf of the JS family and friends, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Rolling.
We hope this season will be filled with joy for you, your friends, and your family.
Everybody.
Well, this is part of how we do it before the actual production here at the GIS. I know many of us going to turn we hand and make fashion for this Christmas, but whatever that fashion is and how we decide to turn it, let us use the time to extend the love and joy and peace and the whole happy mood to someone else who is really in need of that kind of affection. On behalf of all of us here at the GIS, I want to say Happy Christmas or IRA Christmas, however you want to receive it.
Upon the way, with music rocking through the day.
It is a time for joy, peace, and goodwill. Christmas, derived from the words Christmas, is a celebration of the birth of Jesus.
It symbolizes hope for us as a people, in that we have hope in life beyond now, in that we have Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior. It's not just a time of festivity, but it brings a spiritual element in. And that's why I have a hope that this year and the rest of our lives that people will have the attitude of the wise men who had a worshipful spirit as they worship Christ, the newborn babe. And also, they went a different route, not willing to go back to that life, contaminate themselves with the evil influences of Herod. I will hope that our people will have a similar attitude in that they will in turn move away from evil influences and seek positive influences in their lives.
For Christians, December 25 is an important day on the religious calendar. Although controversial, it is the day that has been chosen to celebrate the birth of Jesus. Other sectors of the society, however, have a different format for observing Christmas.
The Rastas have their own concept of Christmas, which is based on the Ethiopian New Year and Christmas period. So there are celebrations like Melkam Lidet among Rastas, and the Maroons as well celebrate January 7th as their major holiday. And of course in Jamaica we celebrate Christmas. Some people also celebrate Kwanzaa, which is the African American holiday around that period.
Christmas is special. Put this way, it's part of the whole Christian upbringing. Christ was born, it was made into a thing, and Christmas is the time you celebrate the birth of Christ. So it is there. It's not something you can ignore. And then it's made into a festival situation, even the songs. For instance, the carols, and "Oh, come all ye faithful," and "Joy to the world," and things like that, and so on. And if you hear it during the rest of the year, it's out of place. But this is Christmas, and it's something that you must remember and enjoy and worship and think about.
Christmas means remembrance of the birth of Christ. And in those times, you make visits, remember the old.
Just being together with family, friends, celebrating, being together, just having fun, and just remembering the birth of the baby Christ.
To celebrate God and His birth.
Christmas is a time of sharing, giving and receiving gifts, going out, enjoying yourself.
The whole lot of festivities, celebrations and all of that. And then have in mind the birth of Jesus Christ.
Love, about sharing, about giving. It's about the birth of Christ and what it really means to us as people.
Christmas is widely observed both as holiday and a holy day. Jamaicans, like the rest of the world, celebrate the season in its two forms. Religiously, special services are held to commemorate the birth of Jesus Christ, the centerpiece of Christianity. These services include readings from ancient biographers in the Bible, Matthew and Luke, as well as caroling and the dramatization of the biblical story of Jesus' birth. Schools also put on a similar ritual just about mid-December before going for break. There is also the ever-increasing popularity of the secular customs of gift-giving, feasting and parties that highlight the Christmas holidays. The Yuletide season is often heralded by a variety of Christmas carols starting in early December. This intensifies as the special day draws closer. We have come to the end of another program. Thank you for sharing in the journey with us today. We invite you to stay informed through our website, jis.gov.jm, and keep connected through our Facebook and Twitter pages. This holiday season, we urge you to be extra careful on the roads. And remember, if you drink, don't drive. Thanks for watching Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. See you soon.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.